Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be giving my review for The Fabelmans. This is directed by Steven Spielberg, starring, just to name a few, Michelle Williams, Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, and our sort of lead kid that we follow is played by Gabriel LaBelle, I think is how you say his last name. Um, Basically, it's his life we're following in this coming-of-age story where he gets taken to see his first movie. I think it's like The Greatest Show on Earth, I think. And he falls in love with it and wants to become a director and make movies. And it's basically his story throughout his life leading into his his uh, sort of big break in a way. Not really, but sort of. Um, this one I wasn't fully interested in, but I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. I know it's up talks for awards and stuff like that. The runtime kind of worried me because of it being almost 2.5 hours. But I decided to go ahead and watch it, and it kind of was what I thought it was going to be. It's one that it's good, but it wasn't great for me. I think it's just a movie not for me. The two big positives was the cinematography and the costume design. I thought they did great with both, especially cinematography. I thought some scenes were shot beautifully. Um, but it's Spielberg, so it's to be expected. Um, my biggest issues was, and not that it brought the film down a ton, but my biggest issues, first off, I wrote some down so I would remember. Um, the performances, uh, while they was good, nobody really stood out for me. Um, Nobody really gave that performance where you kind of just looked at the. I looked at the movie and thought, "Wow, he did great." Um, and I was kind of looking for that in a way, especially with it being up for awards. I expected some kind of a performance that would kind of stand out, and they just never had that. I mean, nobody was bad at all. They were good, but it just nobody stood out as amazing. Um, the other thing is with this long run time, I did start to feel it. It's not a movie that paces well for me personally. I did start to feel that runtime of almost 2.5 hours. It was just under that without the end credits, and I think that's because it is a slower film. I mean, it's not nonstop action like a Fast and Furious movie or something. So I personally started to feel that runtime, and I know I was watching it, and I thought for me it was like, my lord, it felt like a 4 hour movie basically, when it was only about 2 hours and 20-ish minutes. Um,
And I felt like it looked
yeah, she said it felt like it was 5 hours watching it. Another thing with this movie, there were some emotional moments, especially a scene involving our main kid and his family. It just didn't give me that emotion. It didn't. It was it had emotional moments, but I didn't feel that emotion. I didn't like when I watched something like Marriage Story. The scene where Scarlett and Adam Driver are going at it in the I think it's the apartment, and back and forth yelling at each other. I felt that scene. That was a very emotional scene. I felt that emotion. I didn't feel any emotions with this one. It was just like I was just watching the movie and there was just nothing. I was like, okay, they're sad. It's a sad moment. I get that, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that emotion. I'm not feeling that sadness for them. Uh,
or with them.
with them, yeah. Um, so that kind of sucked. especially um, for a movie that is in talks for awards and stuff. That kind of sucked in my opinion. Um, there was there was at least one scene in here that didn't fully make sense to me. It's a scene. I mean, it's not really spoiling much. It's a scene where Michelle Williams. There's like a twister tornado happening, and she hands the baby off to Paul Dano's character, and loads the kids up in the car and drives towards the tornado, and then just kind of stops when she gets right at it. And I didn't really understand the scene. I don't know why that was in there. I don't know what they were meaning for that scene. Um, I just felt like that was very an odd choice to put in the movie. That's something that maybe could have been cut out, because I didn't feel like it really had any relevance to the story itself. Um, but overall, this film wasn't bad. You know, it had its moments. I enjoyed once our main character uh, gets to the new school. There's uh, some characters I enjoy. There's one character in general I enjoy there. She sort of brought a little bit of comedy to the movie. Um, and in a way, you'll know it when you see it what I'm talking about. She's kind of over the top a little bit. Um, but I mean, it wasn't a terrible movie by any means. I'm not going to sit here and say this is horrible. I give it a 1 out of 5. No. Um, for my wife, yes, she would say 1 out of 5 probably. But uh, for me, I gave this a 3 out of 5. I think that was a solid score. Um, if you loved it more and enjoyed it more, that's great. I'm happy you did. I'm happy you got more out of it. Unfortunately, this just wasn't for me. I had a feeling it wouldn't be, but I gave it a shot. But I'm not going to trash it just because it's not for me. I feel like my score is fair, um, and but it's not something I'm going to watch again. If it wins awards, that's great, but I definitely feel like there might be. I mean, I've not seen everything yet, uh, but I feel like there might be something that's better than this. Um, I'll see. I'm going to still watch the Banshees of Inisherin, I think is how you say it. Stuff I know that's in talks right now as well, but uh, we'll see. I'm gonna try some others, see how it works. But I'm not the Oscar what I guess like the Oscar bait film kind of guy too much. Uh, you know, I enjoy like Marriage Story and stuff. I mean, they're hard. It's a hard watch, but I enjoyed that. But it's it just has to be the right movie. I enjoyed Coda, so it just has to be the right movie for me. But this just wasn't the right movie. Wasn't it just wasn't for me. So that's everything for my review of the Fabelmans. So please comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for our videos, and we'll see you all on the next one.